Yo, what up? And welcome to the Tailgate, an extension to a regular podcast where we get you hyped and ready for the game. I'm your host, Smarts, alongside the always angry Angel, his counterpart, instigating George, and the man with some facts, Masa. This is the Tailgate. Good evening, and welcome to the motherfucking Tailgate, where we try to get you hype and ready for the game. This game is versus Seattle this Sunday at 5 p.m. How you boys doing?
Who is that?
Is that 5 or is that 6?
I think it's at 5.
5, I think. I could be wrong though.
I
don't know. Whatever time it says is 30 minutes after, so it doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I'll confirm right now. But how you boys doing? I mean, we don't have to wait. How you guys doing?
No one answered my question. Fuck y'all.
I didn't hear you.
I said, who did the intro right now?
Oh, that's me. I'm back, boys. I'm back. My voice
Who's that?
That's the guy that we just got on an international spot. You know how we're sending people back to Costa Rica? This is the new guy that we got from Guatemala.
Hell yeah.
Does that happen?
International spot, yeah.
Does it happen?
Already brought Pollo Campero too, so that's how he got some money.
Actually, we're starting there. Then let me just apologize for Monday's pod. I knew my voice was a shot. I just didn't realize how bad it was until I heard the audio version of the pod, and I was like, "Yikes! I don't want to listen to myself for 2 hours." So anybody who stuck around for 2 hours, I appreciate y'all. Sorry for doing that. I won't do it again. I'll let the boys talk about it if I'm in that shape again. But Masa, George, Angel. Anything changed from Monday to now? How you guys doing? Anything drastic happening in your life that you want to share?
I feel like there's something there, but I don't know, dog.
All right. Well,
do you know something that I don't know?
No. I'll give you a second. I do know that the G's announced one of the players, and the other one's pretty much out the hat as well. But it is confirmed. We got Sega Koulibaly. I'm gonna call him Sega. And I know I think
Sega
it's Sega. Pronunciation might be Sega, but I'm gonna call him Sega. Galaxy dropped the Sega hype video.
It's Sega.
I'm staying with Sega. Sega.
No, it's Sega because it has an accent like you. When the E goes that way, is the A sound. If it goes the opposite way, is the E sound. So it's Sega.
I don't give a fuck. I'm calling him Sega.
Our resident French master.
Yeah.
So we got Sega. I'm hyped about that. With that news, we also got the news that people is leaving in the summer to open up an international spot because we are a lot of those for now.
Mm-hmm.
Any big that comes to price to anybody?
No, I think I talked about it like a couple of months ago that he was on his way back to Costa Rica. Like they've been looking for him. Like I don't know if you guys noticed, but like a lot of the World Cup players that had that run in Costa Rica, with the exception of Navas, most of them are playing local.
Back to Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, yeah. Like the majority of them are there, so it's no surprise.
I feel for him.
Yeah. I don't, man. He's gonna go back to Costa Rica.
No. Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Obviously, I'm sure he's happy. His family's happy. It's a good, but like we talked about it on Monday. I feel like everyone deserved a clean slate on this team, and I would love to see how that, how it would have happened. The change.
No, listen.
There's no time, but
yeah.
But you have one foot out the door. It's like when you already have a job offer from someone else. Like how much are you really gonna pay?
I have to get my 2 weeks. I ain't doing shit for the next 2 weeks though. And if I have any PTO, I'm taking it right now. Now hear you. Listen, I hope he does have a few games in him where he showcase that he still has them, so he could he could leave it in a better note than if he doesn't play at all. We just remember him for sucking ass. So I hope he does. But that's the news. Also, George, go ahead and take it bow. It seems like the second player that we're talking about on Monday is going to be Augie Williams. Seems like he's going to be the second player.
It's not. I think it was Corner of the Galaxy that posted it. No, the Corner of the Galaxy. That's what I thought too. And I was like, oh shit, George called it. And then Corner of the Galaxy said, nah, fuck George. He's wrong.
Can I still take a bow?
And just to piss him off even more, of course, definitely. I thought you were right.
With top hat and everything.
Definitely.
Let me see.
Take your bow, bitch. I'm waiting.
I already did. You missed it. And then you cut me off.
Oh shit, my bad. Then I apologize. No, but yeah, I thought so too. But then no, I legit thought so too. I'm like, all right, that makes sense. Because then I'm like, oh, George was right. Then Galaxy did want to keep it under wraps. Then I saw that the COG tweeted I saw it on one of the accounts on Instagram. They post everything that people post, and it
Total
was
Galaxy?
on there that apparently that is it might have been that one. There's another one. There's like 2 other ones.
But that just means that we're not gonna get
but yeah, apparently that is gonna be. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
100%.
Well, we have to wait and find out. But it is the tailgate, so let's get right into it. Let's try to get ready for Sunday's match versus Seattle. Apparently at 6:00, so it's gonna start off at 6:23.
Really? Okay, cool.
6. Yeah.
It is 6.
So
okay, cool.
So how are you feeling about this, boys? I mean, the Galaxy coming back with back-to-back victories. I think that the New York one a little less convincing than the one in Miami. On the other hand, we have Seattle, who convincingly whooped on Minnesota 4-0 in the first game, and then came up to LA with a 1-1 draw versus Levas. What do we think, boys? Talk to me about the Galaxy. Talk to me about the Galaxy keeping Seattle in mind. What do we do in this game initially before we talk about positions? What do we do? What does Galaxy have to do in order to be successful versus Seattle in Seattle? Also, if you want to throw in what you think being successful in Seattle means, feel free. Just don't give me no scoreline.
Control their tempo.
Yep.
I say that because I feel like they're gonna try to play the same as us as far as possession and use their speed. I don't think Jordan Morris is gonna be playing, right?
Not for the
he's
whole
out
year.
for
He's still not.
extended injury. It's worse than the first time.
Yeah, but it's still they still have
Ruiz.
Roland and Rui Diaz, so be able to defend.
Lodero's probably not going to be playing though, right?
He's not. He's out for a while too. He's out for a while.
No.
Okay, cool.
He's day to day right now. Lodero's day to day right now. So and today they actually came
out on turf.
Today, the coach came out and said that they expect him to play a role versus Galaxy. Probably not going to be a starter, but they expect him to play a role. So,
erase everything I said. We don't have to worry about shit.
All right, somebody else hit me with something else. Come
on. I'm a little nervous about our CB pairing against Rui Diaz. To be honest, I feel like we have to have a game. Like those mistakes that we made against what was this last team we played? New York Red Bulls.
New York.
Those little unlucky bounces and missed passes that we had against them, they were able to capitalize on that. And Seattle is definitely a team that can do the same, if not even better, and probably put away the chances they do have. So I just be a little more secure in the back. I think offensively, I think we could cause some problems to their team. I think offensively we're straight, but defensively it's still an issue. And against a team like this, it's gonna be a shootout, or it's gonna be like, I don't want to say scoreless, but it's gonna be one of those.
I think we missed the mark a little bit here, but Angel, back me up here. Galaxy, what do we have to do? What does the Galaxy have to do to be successful versus Seattle?
I think we need to. This is the game where I want to see Jonathan come and dictate the game from the get-go, because if I'm not mistaken, Seattle is playing in their center midfielder is I don't know if he's a kid for sure, but I think it's someone that came up their ranks, right? They came up their academy. Atencio, isn't that his name? I think that's his name.
Yeah,
and
Atencio.
He's good. I'm not gonna say he's not, but there is no. You know what Jonathan should be doing to this kid and to that midfield what Matuidi did to Saldana, right? And whatever that center midfield pairing did to our team in that first game in Miami, I would like to see us replicate that, right? If we're going to give them balls, hey, let's hit them on these counters, except that I don't think that's going to happen because we're not really going to play the counter against Seattle. Seattle likes to hold the ball too, and they're not playing a team like LAFC who also has pace. They're a little bit more cautious in that sense, but with us, we're not playing that style right now. We don't necessarily have the quick pace to go at you in a counter attack. So we like to hold the ball. We've seen this already 2 games that we are holding the ball. Like Massa is the type of soccer he doesn't like to play, right? That he personally doesn't like Massa. And it's working for us. But I want to see us dictate from the get-go, not let Seattle get any type of momentum early on, because Seattle, all they need is they can be terrible for 90 minutes. But if you give them just 10 minutes to dominate, in those 10 minutes, they score 3-4 goals on you. Right, so and that's where my thing is.
Go for it. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's good. So that's where I'm getting at. Is I want to see Jonathan specifically dictate the game from the get-go, right? Because you're going up against a center midfielder or in the midfield with unproven talent, with the exception of Paolo. I think that's his name. Is that his name? The dude that they got from
Cao
is it from
Paulo.
Botafogo or whatever? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, but even then, he plays like winger, right? Like a winger role type of thing. He just cuts. I mean, he just tucks in occasionally.
No,
CDM. Okay. So even better if he's a CDM, because then at that point you have that Atencio kid, playing your true CMO, and there's no reason Jonathan doesn't run circles around him, being our designated player and being, according to some people, the or one of the better center midfielders in the league. So that's my thing is set tempo from the get go and don't let Seattle do anything. You should be running around circles around these kids.
Listen, I think we'll talk about lineups right now, go deeper into some of the matchups. But I think we're underestimating Seattle, right? Especially with you, Angel. Like, I get it. Atencio, he's not who you want in the midfield, right? You want Lodeiro there for them, but he's there. But this team, I don't think this team is bad. Especially the formation they've been playing, because they've been playing this. I don't know if it's 3 in the back or 5 in the back. But it's this wing back formation where they have three center backs who stay, a line of 3 in the midfield, and there are 2 strikers with Bruin kind of being like the anchor guy that the ball, the back against the wall type of player. Well, really, it just kind of runs, and that's his thing.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's like a 3-5-2 type of thing, right? Kind of like the way that Arsenal likes to play. Yeah, because the other Roldan, right, the younger brother, I forget his. He likes to he plays as that wing back role. He pushes up a lot. I'm familiar with that, and I guess it makes sense that the Paolo guy is the CDM then, because if you have in that formation, you have your 2 guys that are pushing up wide, the 3 in the back, and then usually you want to have 1 or 2 in front of that just for additional cover.
And we talk about that center CDM role, like it's not your traditional CDM role either, because he relinquished some of that defensive duties because of the formation they play. Like it's kind of overloaded in the midfield, so there's a lot of room for him to play. And actually, that's one of the players I'm gonna highlight when we talk about Seattle, because I think that guy's clutch. But for me, I think the key thing for the Galaxy is to take a lot of shots and try to get Chicharito some cleanup work, right? Because I honestly think Seattle holds the shape well, so you won't, given we find him with the right passing, I think it's not going to be as easy for Chicharito to find the space that he's found the last couple of games. So I want to see us create shots, and not from Chicharito. I want to see shots coming in from whether it's Zubac or whether it's Granzier, Vasquez, anybody who's not Chicharito, and have Chicharito do some cleanup work to get on the scoreboard. Because I how Marcel was talking about, like it's either going to be a complete blowout or a game with not a lot of goals. I lean more towards this being a low scoring game than it being actually blown out. Interesting. So like that, with that initial kind of setting the tone for this, let's talk about lineups. Who has their lineup ready to go and wants to share with us? Nobody? Anybody?
Go ahead.
So I have the back line completely the same. I don't agree with Araujo, but I don't think that you switch him off of one bad game. So I think that stays. I do think that we see a Harvey and Jonah pair up in the midfield. I have Granzier to the left, Zubac again to the right, and Chicha up top with Victor Vasquez behind him.
So nothing changes then, right? Except for the midfield where Zidane comes off for Harvey.
Yeah.
Interesting. Angel Massa?
I'm with George 100%. As exactly what I was going to say.
So same thing, just swapping out
same thing.
Something for Harvey. Interesting.
I know Fisher might get a nod there, but I think it was George that may have mentioned in the last pod, or it may have been Rudy, that we all as collective we agree that Araujo didn't have a great game.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's apparent across the board. But I think he's done enough to at least warrant one more game. Like, hey, you know what? And maybe I'm not saying enough right now, obviously, but I mean, just in the year and a half that he's been the starting right back for the LA Galaxy, I think he's done enough. Like, hey, you know what? Maybe it was just a bad game for you. This is your spot. I think Rudy, you may be the one that said it. This is your spot. Now, lose your merit, right, that you've had and everything you've done to acquire this. So I think just because of that alone, for at least for this specific game, I agree with George 100% with that lineup, specifically in conversation about Ajo.
That's interesting. Masa, do you have lineup that changes off for these guys?
I didn't hear the lineup, to be honest. I was dealing with something real quick.
Oh, go ahead, shoot yours.
That's
Can you
good. That's
repeat
even
it?
better. You have a fresh
I think they go exact same lineup. I don't know. I might make a sub for Saldana, but I wouldn't be surprised if he starts. To be honest,
for who would you be your sub?
I would like to see Harvey in there, and that's 2 weeks in a row that I would want to see him. But it looks like Saldana has the edge on him, so I don't know.
It's interesting because that's exactly who both Angel and George called for their lineups. They called for the swap of Saldana for Harvey, which I think would work. I think will work. In the handle, I don't think we'll make that switch. I think we stay. I think we stick with Saldana in there. I think we stick with Saldana in there. I'm interested though. I'm interested to see where Derek Williams is at. Right. I'm interested to see if Derek Williams is at because I would like to see that swap for Depew. I know you guys are gonna hate me for that, but Rui Diaz is way too fucking tricky for quick to slide Depew for me. You know what I mean? Like I could see that being a pen.
I think it's the opposite.
But if that's the case, yeah. My bad, Masa, go ahead.
I think it's the opposite. I think Stairs, when he panics, he doesn't panic well, and I think Depew when he panics and when he's on panic defense, like I don't know, he could wait, or if he makes a mistake, he has the speed to recover, and I think Stairs doesn't. I think Stairs kind of just commits too. Like if he starts committing, he commits too early, and it tends to be a foul. And with Depew, it's the opposite. Like Depew kind of waits to the end, and he'll make a play on the ball, right? And I know it's last ditch defending. I know it's not your favorite, but from what I've seen, I've seen it work for Depew, and I have not seen it work for Stairs. So I'm gonna have to take my chances with Depew instead.
Yep.
Again, we could talk about it. We could talk about it because I think we'll go into it right now, and we could talk more about what the match is up and everything like that. But I disagree with you guys, right? Like I think that's obvious at this point where I rate Stairs over Depew, and you guys are the opposite of that, which is fair. But let's talk about this now, right? So that's our lineup. I think we all pretty much there. I think there's a player here or there that we might switch out.
Just really quick, Rudy, because you brought up Williams. I would like to see Williams. So we're having the conversation because I rather you let Williams start this game, your away game, right? Which we talked about briefly last pod, that we have some cushion right now. The fact that we have 2 points above everyone in the MLS, right? Even if, hypothetically speaking, if we do end up losing this game, it's really 1 point swing, right? That we're losing there, essentially, right? So it's not a massive difference. So I would like to take my risk now, whether it's Stairs, whether it's Depew that pairs with Williams, but I would like to get that going now, especially when you have a guy like Rui Diaz. That could be a huge awakening for Williams, because he might be coming here thinking, oh, these MLS players, he probably doesn't know shit about Seattle's team. He might have heard that they're one of the better teams, but he probably doesn't know shit about Rui Diaz. I could be wrong. Maybe he did his homework. I don't know. But that would be a rude awakening, and one that I would love for him to go through this specific game away from home in Seattle, a place where we've done okay, I guess, in general since they've been around. So I would personally like that from the get-go.
You're throwing him out on the turf.
I don't think so, but I would like. Yeah. So let him know a little bit about what's going to happen, what to expect in MLS. Because
let's keep it pushing because we do want to get out here pretty quick. Let's revisit this, right? So with this lineup, in the field, what's the danger that Seattle possesses? How could Seattle hurt us? How could they take this game away from us? What are they doing? What do we need to do to kind of counter that?
I think a lot of it's going to fall onto building around Chicharito. I think their defensive line, who's their center midfielder? Their center back, big guy.
So they're playing with that kid Nuhu.
Him.
Here,
Him.
Knew
I think
who.
he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be on Chicharito, and it's gonna be interesting to see how a lot of other people step up to the plate when it comes to us actually putting one behind the net on them. As far as their attacking, I think Angel hit it perfectly. We have to have Jonathan control that midfield, especially if someone like Harvey. I think three of us said it. If someone like Harvey is in there, you don't have to worry so much defensively. Sure, you have to be there, but you have that presence in the back. So he needs to control that midfield.
What do you? And it's from Master Angel. What do you do? What do you do with Rudias? Right, because I don't think we have a center back that we could say we're gonna man mark him. Because I don't think that's gonna happen. Right, you can't put a winger to man mark him. So you have to kind of play him zone. You kind of have to keep an eye on him. How does our backline, any combination of backline that we put out, like how do we deal with him? Right, because he's in the MLS, he's one of those guys that it's kind of hard to deal with. Not a lot of people have the answer for that. So, Masa, George, what do you guys think of this?
I'll let them answer. I have my thing. Go ahead.
I think you defend in blocks. Your defense has to defend as well as your CBs and vice versa. Basically trying to keep, instead of necessarily man marking him, you kind of let him be, but don't never let the ball get to him. I know that shit sounds impossible, right? Because good players always find the ball. But I think if you stop that last pass, to him, like that's how you're successful against that against Ruiz. But then on the other end, you have Will Bruin, right? It's not fancy, but he's the type of forward that holds up the ball, and that's Ruiz run off the ball or run off of him. So it's kind of hard. But I think if we defend in blocks, right, with the middle and the defense, and cut out that last pass, I think we'll be fine. Cutting off those passing lanes. I know that it's hard, right? Because I don't think a team could do it for 90 minutes, but I think that's the best answer.
Andrew, you got into that. You want to switch it up completely? What's your take on this?
No, my thing is just limit the opportunities, right? Listen, a player like Ruiz, he's always going to get an opportunity, one or two, right? No matter what, no matter how much you close him down and all this shit, but that, right? Close him down every possible time and touch him, right? What I mean by that is like, hey, know where he's at, right? Whether that means like just throwing your arms out there, like, where is this guy? Where's the guy? Even if you're watching the plays, if you feel like he left you, where did he go? Quick, turn and see where did he go. Follow him, like, yeah, look for him. Like, even if you don't feel him for a quick second, like anything, the moment he gets the ball, he needs to feel your presence right away. Like that's, hip to hip type of shit. Booty to cuckoo, just the whole thing, like just be on his ass, bro. Like literally, you have to be on him because otherwise, one little opportunity, one little turnaround, he's gone, type of thing. You need to keep him in front of you, ideally not to your side. You don't want to keep him to the side because his pace is probably gonna fuck our guys, right? The guys that we have there. But ideally, you want to keep him in front of you and at an arm's length type of thing, right? You need to see where he's at all times. That doesn't mean you don't pay attention to Will Bruin because Will Bruin's experienced MLS veteran, forward that knows what he's doing. But Diaz realistically is going to be the biggest problem. So it's limiting his opportunities. Like there's no denying that one of those two he's going to get. But then it's also having that confidence in your goalkeeper and Jonathan Bond that you expect him maybe to make those two saves. He's probably going to get it off of you, right? But even then, those two shots. Well, I mean, those two opportunities that Diaz does get, you want them to be shots. Something that it's not as easy as just, hey, a touch in, like a Chicharito type of goal where it's just touching and it's in. No, you want him to work for the goals. So at minimum, make him work. Make him work for whatever he's gonna do. Don't give him anything easy because he's gonna punish you if it's easy.
Yeah, it's George, and then anything you want to mention on Ruiz himself?
I think of constant communication. I want our backline talking because he's the type of player that doesn't stay in one place. He moves all around, and then he's really good at doing it. He finds his spots. And on top of that too, foul early. I'm okay with these fouls. I'm okay with these tactical fouls outside of the box before getting some momentum in. Not completely outside of the box, but if you see that the play is shifting to their style of tempo, or if you see that they're gonna get a breakaway or something, get that foul in. It's okay to get those fouls, like the ones we wanted to see Araujo make in that goal. I think I would have been completely okay getting a yellow card in that sense.
So Ruiz being their go-to guy, the guy who's going to really cause us in trouble. I I think that's one thing, but kind of alluding to what Mas said, I think we have to put the pressure on the midfield, right? Get on one of the brothers, the Ronaldo brothers, get on Jao Paulo, and get on their kid, what's his name, Atencio, right? Like get on them early so they don't have the chance to release that through ball to Rudias. I think with the like one thing we'll see this game is that we'll have Seattle in front of us a lot, right? So our defending is gonna be with them attacking us while they're in front of us. So not a lot of getting behind us. I think they'll look for that, but I don't think the game is gonna dictate that a lot. We just gotta make sure that when they're in front of us, we close them down, right? Because we have seen Roldan take a shot from 25, 30 yards out and put it on frame, right? So you don't want to give him the chance. And then as recently too, we've seen Paulo put in some crosses from 2/3 up, early crosses into the box that caused some trouble, right? So we have to be aware of that. I think those things, like I think the midfield battle, right? And Angel, I know you talked about Jonah a lot, but just the whole midfield battle, that's including Vasquez, that's including Granzier, including Saldana or Harvey, whoever ends up coming in. I think that those battles in the midfield have to be won 80-90% of the time, right? Like we want to not to let them have the ball with time and space to kind of put their head up and look for a pass. You want to be on their toes and making passes, which probably require another touch, but they don't have that touch. So you want to see the closing down early in the midfield, I think, for me. Anything else you guys want to add about?
I think we also, we need to be focused. We need to be focused 90+ minutes, even if they give us 10 minutes of extra time. If they give us 5 minutes of extra time, we need to be on for the 90+ minutes because they did this to Minnesota, and this is vivid in my mind because the Minnesota game, that first half, for moments there, and Masa, you can talk about this too. I thought Minnesota was definitely the better team for moments there.
Yep.
That second half, listen, Seattle just turned it on, and that's what I was alluding to, that they just need 10, 15 minutes to score, 2, 3 goals, 4 goals on you. So we need to be alert.
All right.
At all. They score on us doesn't mean panic. No, it's okay. They scored, stay alert, because then they're going to score 2, 3 more if you start panicking.
Yep. George Massa, anything else before we move on to what the G's do?
No, I agree, because back to what Angel said, when I watched the first game, Minnesota, Seattle, I think I texted in the Discord, like, yo, Minnesota's going to be a problem. Because to me, they were like creating chances, and they're completely the favorite. To me, I thought they were going to win. Then second half comes around, I go to the restroom, I come out, it's 4-0. Like,
yeah, that changed.
What the fuck happened? So it's a dangerous team.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I think that's what I was saying. Like we can't underestimate them. I know that they have some injuries, and like one of their main guys is out for the whole season, but we can't underestimate this team. I think this team is going to be one of the top teams in the West, right? And this is, I think, the one thing that we got going on for us is that we play them week 3, right? I think we play them again week 6, something like that. So we play them early. So hopefully, we miss them a lot when they're in the full stride. When they bring in somebody to kind of replace Morris and they have their squad in full health. I think that's what, when they're dangerous right now, I think we have a chance to kind of sneak in there and get a result away from home. All right, let's talk about the G's though. Now that we have lineups, now that we have an idea of who's going to play, at least in our opinion, how do we get some goals scored on? How do we score some goals? Because I think we're going to have to score a goal, a minimum one, in my opinion, to kind of come out there with a result. How do we do that?
I think finding besides Victor Vasquez, because he could find anything.
Yeah.
Everyone else finding the right pass to Cheech, because like even with 3 at the back, Seattle's strong defense at the way Chicharito's playing right now, I'm not worried about him being open. And that wasn't the case during preseason either. He was open, making the right runs, right? The issue was finding him. And so I would like to see how we at least find them more often. Than just Victor Vasquez finding them, or Zubac finding them without wanting to find them. So I want to see that. I want to see Granzier have a bigger game. I think it's very important. He has a better game than what he's given us. I think he has to give us an above average performance, because his performance has been average. I'm not criticizing. I know he needs time. If there's a game that he needs to show up to, it's this one. because the following week you know who we play. But if he's gonna stand out, it's this one right here, and then the next one too. So I would like to see a better game from him. So I think if he gives us a better game, I think we'll be in a good shape.
George, hit me with some key players that need to stand up and what they need to do in order for us to get some victory.
Our wingers. I think Victor Vasquez finding Granzier, making a run diagonally into the goal, and Granzier shooting the ball as far, and Zubek as well. I think Chicharito is going to be able to pull some defenders, which is going to make space for the wingers to be able to cut diagonally in. And I see us scoring a goal like that. I think one of our wingers is scoring a goal exactly that way. Because they recently just played LAFC, and mostly all of the chances that came, a lot of the chances that came were those exact runs. And I think their wing backs are a lot more focused of pushing up. So getting that speed up there is definitely going to help us out.
Yep. Between the lines. Angel, wrap it up. Tell me what do you think? What are keys for the G's? Damn, you like that sounds good, huh?
I personally like to tuck it in a little bit more. Played a little bit more central because Seattle's guys on their wingbacks are really fast. So the only potential guy that can probably keep up with that pace that we have would probably be Zubak, because Grandsir, I know he's not the slowest, but he's also not the fastest. I'd rather play a little bit more tucked in, more down the middle, more central, as opposed to being more spread out and scoring goals from out wide as we have, or a little bit further deep. Like Vasquez, ditching those balls into the box. I personally would rather play a little bit closer to this game. Make it more of a midfield, things more narrow, as opposed to being really out wide as we've been playing. My opinion, because of the way that Seattle likes to play on that's three in the back and the two wing backs, basically make their wing backs work a little more by having to tuck in, right, and make me be a little bit more uncomfortable and not utilize their speed, but rather use their technical ability, which I don't think they're as technical as our guys are down the middle if we go down that route. But that's my opinion.
Yeah, I think there's merit to that. But you know what? Like, it can't be stale down the middle, right? It can't be
Right.
our like real slow back and forth passing. It has to be some touches down the middle and then looking for the pass behind the back line, right? Whether that's for Grand Zero, whether that's for Zubek, but it has to be behind the lines. It has to be with the defense churning and not with the ball in front of them, or giving the ball to the feet in front of them, because that's kind of slow, right? And to George's point, and a little bit to what we saw when Minnesota looked good is when they had those chances, when they held composure and then found the pass in between the lines and then made Seattle scramble, right? When they have their three in the back kind of scrambling to one side, it opens a space in the backside. When we saw Minnesota try to take advantage of it, but never could. I think that we could. And I'll go back to just say what I said initially, right? Like, I want to see the shots, right? From Grandsir, from Subak, from Vasquez, from Jonah, if he gets the space. I want to see the shots because unlike Masa, I do think like Tolu Nuhu could fucking keep pace up with Chicharito. I think if they sacrifice him to kind of like stay on him and kind of push him a little bit, because Nuhu for being his size, like, he's not the tallest player, but he's solid as shit. Like, he's a little concrete player, you know what I mean? So I think he could cause Chile trouble, but I don't think he could be focused to keep on Chicharito for a rebound. So if there's a shot and the keeper, who Fry is no slump, you know what I mean? He doesn't give a lot, but if there is rebound with it inside the area, I don't think there's anybody who's gonna get there first other than Chicharito. I don't care who's on him, right? He's there right now. So for me, I think it's a lot of pressure on Seattle defense by all of our players, and probably not necessarily Chicharito. Chicharito kind of being like the secondary player, just looking to get fed by a rebound or by a through ball, not necessarily looking for him first time on his feet. My opinion, we'll see. Let's get into fucking predictions. 2 wins in a row. Anybody calling the third win? 3 for 3.
I'm gonna call it third win because I called the last two.
All right.
So I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it G. We're going 2-1 Galaxy. I'm gonna call Grandsir and Lord Zubak to score. So you get a dub.
George, Angel?
I'll go 2-2.
2-2?
Yeah, I have 2-2. I don't think we pull off the win. I have Granzier, and I don't want to agree with Masa because he's usually wrong, so I'll go Chicharito.
You know why I don't call Cheech? You know why I don't call Cheech?
Because I told you not to. You're abandoned.
You're banned from calling Cheech goal.
I'm banned. Yeah. If he keeps scoring, then I'm never gonna call him again. So let's go.
Angel, give me a prediction.
I like that too. Also, but fuck, just to change it up a bit.
Semejante vergada. 4-1 Galaxy, dog. Just say it, fool. Just say it.
I'll go 3-1 Galaxy. Just cuss, bro.
Let's go.
Sounds like a Rudy score, dog.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I've been talking about it. I've been battling with my inner Rudy for a while, so I'm gonna let my inner Rudy have this victory. Although the angel inside of me is leading George as fuck, but I'll go Rudy on this one. I'm probably gonna be pissed after this, but not pissed, but I'm gonna be like, I should have known. I should know better, But fuck it, I'm gonna just go with my inner Rudy. Daniel Sterre's own goal. Fuck, and then I'll say Vasquez gets one. Cheech gets one. You know what? Fuck it, Lord Zubak. We were having a conversation about this last night on Borrachos chat. So there goes for Buki right there. Buki just needs 3 goals. He just needs 3 goals from Zubak, and this is one of his chances because Cabral is around the corner. So Zubak needs to score in these few opportunities he has left.
Let's go.
I had him, but you get the point.
I know. Come on, chill. I'm trying to make Buki happy here.
I'll take it. Shit.
I'm gonna go with 1-1 draw. And I think it's gonna be a good result for us. 1-1 draw. I'm gonna give the goal to Steris off a corner piece too. So I think that's
own goal. Damn, that's crazy, bro.
No. Go in favor and then go against. I'll take it. Yeah, exactly.
So Marquinhos has fuck or what?
Yeah. Hey, that Marquinhos goal is nice. Marquinhos running
that, and that
corner was nice as shit, man. Don't sleep on that. But I think Steris does score. Or listen, it's either Steris or one of the center backs. I think we score. That's how we score. And I think it's gonna be one of those tight games where you have like 9 shots apiece, but only 1 goes in for each side, and it's 1-1 draw. And I'll take it. I'll be straight up. I'll take a 1-1 draw away from home.
Yeah, draw is not a bad result away.
I'm happy with the draw. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
We win because we're the fucking Galaxy, dog. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm saying, dog, we can win 3 games in a row, 9 points off of 9.
It's a 3-1, baby.
I wouldn't be mad at that at all. All right. Anything else
before
we wrap up?
We'll still be 15th in like MLS power ranking, so it's all good, though.
Yeah.
Fucking jokes. All right. Anything else? We're at the 37-minute mark. I want to wrap it up. Anything else? No.
I'm good. No.
Going once, going twice. So, all right. With that being said, it's another episode of Tailgate. Catch us on Monday night. We'll be back on YouTube talking about the game, see how right or how wrong we were in this podcast. I'm Rudy. I'm Smarts on Twitch. I'm Smarts on Twitter. I'm Smarts on the gram.
Follow me at Mookie Betts, Instagram and Twitter.
Angel, follow me ADF3691.
Peace, love, and G's up.
Peace, y'all. Have a great night.